everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Junkyard. My name's Spencer Cantor at number 11 with my co-host DDJ and Jovanni Hotty. I just want to get straight into this. We have an interview with the good bad guy Tama Tonga, a Bullet Club roundtable, and then we take a trip to class. So without further ado, let's get into our interview with the good bad guy Tama Tonga. Is someone trespassing in the junkyard?
Is it a bad guy?
No, actually, it's not a bad guy. It's two-time CMLL Tag Team Champion, one-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, four-time Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Champion, six-time IWGP Tag Team Champion, and a founding father of Bullet Club, Tama Tonga.
Yo, what is going on over here? Damn. I hear you guys.
Hey, Tama, welcome
there, huh?
Tama, welcome to the Junkyard. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Swinging by, see what's going on over here in this yard, huh? What you guys kicking around over here?
Got me a beer in the hand, man.
Oh, I got me the blood of AJ Styles right here.
I'm about to say I'll show the can, but they don't sponsor us, so
it's Friday, I'm kicking it happy hour, baby. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. How about yourself?
Very good, very good. What's going on? Talk to me, baby.
All right. So first off, what are you up to these days?
Whole lot of COVID, nothing. Just chilling at her house. Man, I've been home now for about 8 months. Man, and 8 months kicking at the house. But thank goodness New Japan is still paying me. So what a great company, Shit.
There you go.
So but just being home, my working out, trying to stay in shape when that time comes to go back to work.
Right.
And I'm still in tip-top shape. What else? I just welcomed my daughter in 6 months ago. So she's, came in the middle, the first day of COVID. And
man.
Thank you. So I've been spending a lot of time with her. So it's been great, man. This whole situation with the world situation has been kind of crazy, but there's a silver lining there. I've been able to stay home and spend time with my family, instead of being on the road out there in Japan for months at a time. So it's been great. It's been great. What have you guys been doing, huh?
Pretty much about the same, man, trying to pay the bills.
Yeah, I hear you.
So now let me ask you this. Is this the longest, you've been home?
This is the longest in my whole entire career. I've been at home from Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
You haven't gone crazy yet, so you're doing good.
No, I did go crazy.
That's where the beard went.
Hey, the beard, yep. You know what? That's what happened. This is the crazy me right now.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's still weird without the beard, but it works.
So my first question for you is, what was it like growing up with a dad who was a professional wrestler?
Whoa. Oh, shit. There was like a half and half, it was half cool because you saw him on TV and then you went to school and the kids like, yo, your dad. And it made you feel cool that you're kind of popular because of your dad, but you're not popular because of yourself. So, but the other part was, the other thing is I didn't really understand it all. My pop kayfabed us from the business and all that. So he was on TV and that was a big deal. But my mom was always like, if anybody asks you at school who your dad is, you just tell him he's a truck driver. So we were told to kayfabe. So, but everybody knew who he was, he'd come to our sporting events. So everybody was like, oh my God, and I get it, earful at school the next day. So it was cool, but we were, my mom always kept us humble. So it was that too,
Got to keep grounded.
Yeah,
absolutely. For sure. Sure.
Did you ever get to go to the shows when your dad was in town? Did your mom ever bring you to the shows?
My mom didn't take us. She hated wrestling. But my dad, he would take us sometimes. I remember going to Nitro when I grew up in Orlando, Florida. So WCW, when my pop was in WCW, Nitro. There was the Nitro in the Monday Night Wars, right? So Nitro was always filmed in most of the time out there in Universal Studios in Orlando. So at MGM. So I live right next to Universal Studios. My house was like 30 minutes from there. So sometimes we go watch the taping. Sometimes we went and watched Bash at the Beach. You know, they did a lot of filming of wrestling around Orlando, Florida at those times.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that go ahead, Jovanni. I know you wanted to, or Spencer, you wanted to talk to him about who he trained with. So
right, yeah. I actually just found this out today, and I'm sorry I didn't know, but I thought you were trained by Bully Ray and Devon at Team 3D Academy. What was that like? Probably being trained, probably two of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time.
It was cool. We started. My first trainer was actually my father and Ricky Santana. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ricky Santana. He was an old school wrestler too. He was also like a booker back in WCW back in the day. But he's made his way around. He was big in the territories in like I think Washington and the Rockies and also Puerto Rico. But him and my pop trained me and my brother first, and so we needed a ring. And there was no ring around except Team 3D.
Right.
So what we did was just like we go there on Sundays when nobody was there. We paid Bubba to come use his ring on Sundays so my pop and Ricky can train me and my brother. And we did that for a while. And then it was just like, all right, the next stage is we got to start working with other kids. So then Bubba was like, hey, I think this is it was just natural. You guys, you're already here. Come to my school. And so we left our pop, and went. We still did the Sunday practices with my dad and them.
Right.
But then during the week we would go with Bubba and Devon, and they were great, man. I highly recommend them for anybody that's looking to start wrestling because they taught basics. Real basic fundamentals and wrestling, their steps, and they were a great step to get off on. I enjoyed it. I loved it. They had a great insight with their style. There was my dad comes from an old school style with Japanese influence. Bubba and Devon had like their own style with ECW influence.
It's so strong.
Yeah, so so we learned a lot. It was great, and the people that we trained with, it was great. It was great. Bubba and Devon, great guys.
Awesome. So, what would you say was like the best piece of advice you got from Bubba, and the best piece of advice you got from Devon?
Ooh, and you know what? I can't remember. I remember what they both would say. It was something that they would say over and over and over again. And it was strongest the longest, and you had to build yourself to stay strong from beginning all the way through to the end. Whenever that end was going to be in your match, in your career, in your life, it was just that strongest the longest, and you just always strongest the longest, and you just build. When you worked out to be strong, not only for the minute, for the whole entire damn show. You had to be strong, so
yeah,
that was I think that's the greatest one I took from that school.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's really good advice.
Yeah. So backtracking a little bit before you went into training and stuff, how old were you when you decided that professional wrestling is what you wanted to do, and what was the reactions of your parents when you told them you wanted to get into the business?
Well, there was 2 times in my life where I thought wrestling was for me. So after high school, I couldn't get any academic scholarship anywhere because I was too plain Jane, or and
that's hard to believe.
So I couldn't get no athletic scholarship anywhere. I was trying to figure out, when you graduate high school, you're trying to go to college. Everybody was going to college, and I couldn't do that. And so I was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. And I told my pop that, and he's like, no. And he's like, you're not doing that. He's like, go out there. He's like, go out there, find something to do something else, do a career or something, And if that doesn't work out, then we can go this route. He goes, but you don't want to come here first. Go somewhere else first. Do that first. And so I went military. I went military for 6 years, and then I was like, yeah, I really do want to do this wrestling thing.
Right.
So, and then that's after I was done with military. That was the second time I came back home, and my brother had gone to UTEP for a football scholarship, and so he called me like, I think we're 3 years into his college and 3 years into my military time. He's like, yo, when we're done with this, we got 3 years left in this. We're gonna go wrestling. I said, yup. But I'm gonna need. I said, I'm gonna need you to go ask our dad that, get permission when we're done. He goes, no problem. So after we were done with our, military in college, we approached our parents and was like, this is what we want to do. And then my pop was like, all right, let's do this. If you're gonna put your cards in, you better bet all in. You don't half-ass this. This isn't. I was 27 too at the time, and that's real late in the game. A lot of people. Yep. A lot of people think that's 27 is like too late to be like a wrestler, but I just looked at it. I had all these experience, and I was just gonna take advantage of it. I'm 27. I'm fit. I'm smarter than I was when I was 18. Yep. And I wasn't gonna half-ass this. Yeah, So that's 27 is the time that we really injected ourselves into the game.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still really young. So first off, on behalf of all of us here, thank you for your years of service. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
And then now I got to ask you this. What was harder for you? A day of wrestling practice with Bubba and Devon, or a day of physical training when you were in the service?
Oh. I would say Bubba and Devon's training, just wrestling training overall, was just different, man. You're willingly falling on your face and your back, and that hurts. That ain't fake, So
no, not at all.
So you're willingly punishing yourself. The military training is like, it's running and stuff. That shit that we done since we were kids, and push-ups and sit-ups. But falling in your face was a once in a while thing when you were kids. This time you're doing it as an adult every day, So that was more punishable with Bubba and Devon, and just basically being a wrestler altogether.
Junkies, you heard it first from Tama Tonga. Wrestling is not fake. You have to fall on your damn face.
The ground is real.
The ground is real. We need shirts.
Oh, that's great.
That's good. Okay, so when you after your training and stuff, did your dad recommend you to the WWE, or did he tell you to go to Japan? Like, what was it like for you, like, kind of trying to break in?
We were split because my father wanted us to go to Japan and do the training that he got, because that's where he started. He started in all of Japan.
Yeah.
And he wanted that kind of fundamentals for us, that ground level training. But Ricky Santana wanted us to go to WWE. And just be like, and just adapt to their way of style of, if the end goal was to be in WWE at the time, our end goal was to get to WWE. That's what our goal was. And he was like, and Ricky wanted us to go straight there now, try out now. But my father wanted us to travel the world and do the independent scene and get experience. Yeah. So there was a split. So we decided, okay, you know what? Let's try out for WWE.
Yeah. So
we tried out, and my brother and I, but I didn't get picked up. My brother got picked up. So I tried, and then they said come back in 6 months, and I came back in 6 months, tried again, and they said no, and then and that was it. They told me after 6 months, they said, you're just not what we're looking for. And I said, all right, cool. I said, cool. All right.
They've missed on a lot of people anyway, so you wouldn't be their first miss.
Yeah. I was hurt at the time. I was real hurt because I thought the goal is to get to WWE. That's the NFL of wrestling, Yeah. And so you're trying to get there, and they tell you that you're not what they're looking for. Like, well, fuck wrestling then. What else? There's nothing else.
Yeah, where else do you have to go?
Yeah. So but luckily, my pop was like, let's still try to shoot for Japan. And what a blessing it was, man. I'm so happy that happened, because then, once I got my foot into Japan, they brought me in just to do a 3-month training.
Right.
So I came in for 3 months just to train, and then I was gonna go back and try out for WWE. So I trained for 3 months, and New Japan approached me after my 3rd month, and they were like, "Hey, would you like to stay another 3 months?" I was like, and I was like, "Damn, man, my brother's out there. He's moving, he's getting ahead of me. And I was like, shit." So I was like, all right, I'll stay another 3 months, but this is it. All right. So I stayed another 3 months, and after that 3rd month, they were like, "Hey, I guess they saw something. They're like, we'd like to keep you for another 3 months." And it's like, shit, and I was like, and so I was like, all right. So after I was there for a solid year, my brother all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but like he made his way up. He was coming out as Camacho.
Yeah.
And then I saw it on TV. I was like, I'm screwed now. I there's no way I can catch up to him over there, because we had planned to be tag teams, and when I was like, there's no chance now.
Yeah.
And so New Japan, before I even I remember the day before I was about to go home, it was the end. It was my year is fulfilled, and they didn't approach me. They came to me. They're like, we like you to stay a whole year. And I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. But I never signed a contract. There was never a contract involved. It was always like just your word.
Yeah.
And so verbal, and then over time, next thing I know, I've been there 6 years without a contract, and I just been just one after another, and that just busting my ass here in Japan, so, and it's been great. I wouldn't trade nothing for it, and I'm very happy the way everything turned out.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of
I hope that answered your question, man.
Yeah,
long ass answers, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they
what?
work.
We love this kind of stuff. So, so obviously, most people know you, as being part of Bullet Club and stuff. But I don't think a lot of people know that you've literally been a part of the Bullet Club since day one. And that's so. How did that come? Like, how did the concept of Bullet Club come about?
Prince David, better known as Finn Balor, was they were going to strap the rockets to him and shoot him up to the moon, and they needed a supporting group, a support system for him.
Right.
And so we were, we hung out. It was easy for us to be friends at that time because we were the only foreigners in Japan. There was only 4 of us. It was Prince David, it was Machine Gun Carl Anderson, myself, and Bad Luck Fale. So we hung out all the time, in the ring, outside the ring, outside. I mean, we were every day together, just hanging out, drinking, and
right.
So we created this bond, this brotherhood bond, and I think the booker saw it, and so why not use these guys to support Prince David? If we're going to push David to the top, he needs a good support system, and we were ready. We wanted to support our boy. It's like in a mafia, right? When one of your boys gets made, you're like, hell yeah! If he's made, we're made.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Prince David, Bad Luck Fale was on his excursion. He just graduated from being a young boy. He just came back, and they needed him. He was this big guy. They used him as a bodyguard, and I was Machine Gun Carl Anderson's second, like his what they call in Japan second. I support him, and wherever he goes ring, I come out with him. I make sure that he's good in in every way. Right. So and Prince David and Machine Gun are best friends. So everything was just natural. It was like fucking jigsaw puzzle just put together, and so it just worked out. And then Prince David wanted to call us Bullet Brigade.
Right.
And,
yeah. I heard that before.
Yeah. So and we were like, that sounds
doesn't
weird.
feel right.
Yeah. Fale, he played rugby professionally in Japan, and he comes from New Zealand, where it's rugby clubs. Everything was clubs. So he was like, what about Bullet Club? Bullet Club is like a club, our little club here, and boom, Bullet Club was made.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So my last question I got for you, and then before we kind of lighten the mood up and have a little bit more fun with some word association and some we'll call it complete randomness.
Okay.
One of the kind of the gripes I've always had with New Japan was that I felt like that the storyline that you and your brother and your dad had as the firing squad against the Elite, I don't think they ever had a proper ending. Would you agree with that or not? And if so, why?
I don't agree with it because I think American fans are so used to short stories, right? Mm-hmm. Everything begins and ends, and New Japan is all about slow burns and long stories.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, that's very true.
And Firing Squad was like, I've said it before, it's like a special unit that comes in when needed to make things right. And I don't think it's the end of Firing Squad. And when if and when you see it again later on, you're like, yo, I was there when they were the first time.
Right.
And it just makes things, I think it would just make things like, because time, and storytelling, because all these things going in. Yeah. And that's we like stories like that.
Right.
It keeps you in it. It's not just a flashbang all the time. Yep. Bang, 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 bang. This has a more it's so like deep and entrenched in your thought process and everything in your core,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let the slow burn happen, DDJ. It's coming.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna kick off the fun here, and then Spencer, I think you know where we're going with this. So so when you and your brother were got in trouble at school or got in trouble at home, and instead of the traditional discipline, did your dad ever apply the Tongan death grip to you? And before we begin this, Spencer, you want to show him real quick?
Yep, here we go. Dennis getting choked out by Haku.
Oh, hell yeah, I saw that all the time.
We were talking about that, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. But it was we thought you were going to pop out of that. But yeah, when
there were no timeouts, there were chokeouts.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get choked out in timeout.
Oh, wow.
That's great. All right. So, Spencer, do you want to do some word association with our guest here?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, we will start with Haku.
King.
The Young Bucks.
Super kicks.
Nice.
Prince Devitt.
Brother.
AJ Styles.
Big brother.
Kenny Omega.
Ooh. That's my word.
One had to get in there.
A few more. Jay White.
Who? Jay White. Future.
I agree with that one.
I like that, yeah.
And then the last one, Evil.
Darkness, everybody.
Of course. But
all right. So Jovanni, this is where we're going to get really random here. So I'm going to let you take over here.
So before we get into the horrible, fun questions of randomness, I guess we're going to come up with a better name later. Just wanted to kind of just figure out, man, between you and Tamaloa, your brother, who's stronger?
Oh, Tangaloa.
Really?
He got all my dad's strength, natural strength. You
can't teach that kind of strength.
No, hell no. I can, but he can out muscle me any day, but he'll have to catch me first, though.
There you go. So, all right, so we're gonna get into random questions here. Let's go with. When you think about success, what comes to mind and who comes to mind?
When I think about success, damn, all right. The thing about success for me is being able to live comfortably, but not by myself. You know, my family has to be comfortable.
Right.
My friends have to be comfortable, and that's my measurement of success for me. You know, they say that when you get to the top of the mountain, you know, if you're only working for yourself, you're gonna be up there by yourself. It's gonna be lonely. But if you get up there and your friends and family out there with you, not saying that you're gonna pay for everybody, but you make sure that you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, like you help them create their own wealth. You know, you can teach you're teaching them how to fish, not just eat the fish. You know what I'm saying?
That old proverb.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. So something a little bit more off the wall. Where's the funniest place you've ever fallen asleep?
Oh shit. Probably at a toilet in a Japanese bar somewhere.
I don't think that's sleeping, brother.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But we can count it though, right?
Yeah, we'll count it. I've had a few of those too.
Oh, that's great.
It doesn't work. Okay, let's see.
You got another one?
Oh yeah, this is a great one, especially for a wrestler. What's the dumbest way you've ever been injured?
Oh shoot! The dumbest way. I dove outside and nobody was there. That's the dumbest way.
Was somebody supposed to be there?
Yeah.
So somebody blew a spot.
Wow. Either they blew a spot or I did. One of those.
Oh man. Gentlemen, we're done with crazy questions. What do y'all got next?
Okay. So I gotta ask you this. What do you when you're not wrestling, not on the road, obviously besides spending time with your family, what do you like to do?
Well, I like to weightlift. I like training, and I like playing video games.
Which games?
Yes.
Right now, well, I just got back into video games, but I got all systems. I've had them for years. I would go in and out. I used to be a Halo fanatic. I used to be a Call of Duty. I used to be a Call of Duty fanatic. A Street Fighter and all that, and then I took off for a couple of years just because I was building a family and there's no time and I was concentrating on work. But now I found me a wife that's into gaming, so me and her right now are Mario Kart. Right now we're introducing ourselves into Mario Kart. So
nice.
Yeah,
Lucky
we're
man.
in Mario Kart world right now.
He was smart, fellas. He found him a gamer.
What's that?
Who's your go-to on Mario Kart?
I'm still looking because I just got off of King Boo because I was trying to figure him out, and I'm on I was on Donkey Kong, I was on I just tried King Bowser and I didn't like him. I keep moving because I'm because I'm
looking for the right one.
Right.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I think I'm like Wario.
I like Wario too.
Wario, yeah. I was on Wario for a long time. But then I was like, man, let me see what else is on. Let me see who else, what else.
Explore all your options.
Yeah.
So the last question for me is all-time favorite video game.
All-time favorite is Halo. Halo is my all-time favorite.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the first game. I was just in the military. Man, Xbox just came out, and it was the first time you could connect 4 people that could play on the same screen. And I was like, yeah.
Good times with that. Good
yeah.
times.
And then you can connect Xboxes together and TVs.
System links? Come on.
And I was like, so we'd have Halo parties all the time. So that was,
I did that too.
That was, I would go play tournaments and win money. And
nice.
I used to, man. I used to be real good when online first hit. Then, you know, these kids who don't have to go to school. Damn it. If you guys are listening to this podcast, damn you kids who have nothing better to do.
For real.
And damn you adults that have nothing better to do either.
Exactly. I don't know what's worse, getting the prepubescent, I just got you, or getting the grown ass, yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Halo. Definitely Halo.
Good choice. Spence, you got anything?
What's your drink of choice?
I'm on a wine kick right now. I'm on that blood of AJ Styles right now, kicking it. You know, we just
good for you.
Yeah, man. You know, that's what I do. I have like a couple glasses. I feel nice. I'm not hungover the next day. It's low on calories. You know, I still gotta watch my figure. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've been drinking wines lately because that's really low as well too. So.
Oh man, you know who got Machine Gun got me into those, man. I love that. I love those.
That's
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You know it's real good too. I don't know if you ever had them. They're called High Noons, like vodka sodas.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. I like those. White Claws. We got White Claws here.
White Claws are good too, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sponsored by Natty. I'd say Natty King is amazing. I'm all about the cheap and efficiency, fellas. Cheap and efficient.
Yeah, I like that. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
So one more alcohol related question from me.
All right.
Have you had a chance to try a little bit of the bubbly? And if so, what did you think?
No, I haven't. I haven't tried the bubbly. That's too fancy for me. Right?
The red wine's that's about it, right?
Yeah, man. I haven't graduated to Y2J level yet. All right.
All right. Well, I think we're just about at our time limit here. So, Tom, I want to take the moment to thank you on behalf of Spencer and Giovanni for joining us. This was a lot of fun, and man, that time just flew by. So.
Yeah, man, guys, thank you for having me. It's been
great.
Fucking fun. You know, this is great. The Junkyard, huh? It's pretty cool, sir, man. Thank you for having me, guys. This is fun.
Yes.
Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, I'll give you a minute. Go ahead and plug away.
I don't know any of my social media. Yeah, you can find me. Look up Tama Tonga. You can find me. Yeah, I'm around. I'm around. I'm usually somewhere talking shit, so you guys can find me.
Actually, you know what? I just thought one more thing, and then I promise I'll let you go. Fantasy booking. If you could have a singles match against anyone, past or present, who would it be? What would the stipulations be, and where would the match be held?
This is very bland, but I want a shot at Okada. I absolutely I want a straight up 101. I want it at Wrestlekingdom, and I believe that he's probably the best wrestler in the world. And
I already argue that.
Oh
yeah, and so he's proven that over and over again, and I think he set the bar very high. And I'm all about testing myself, and I think he's the bar.
Yep,
I would love that. That's who be my guy.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Tama for G1 2021.
That's it.
G1 2021 will be Tama Tonga's.
Yeah, it was the J1. Now it's going to be the Tama 1 next year.
You heard it here first on the Junkyard.
Hell yeah, man.
There you go.
All right. Now, unless you guys have anything else.
I think we're good.
No, I'm good. You didn't remember your socials, but I want to make sure everybody knows to check out Tama's Island podcast.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Tama's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I got you.
You can come join us. We do live Zooms with everybody talking about wrestling, and same here. I do my podcast on Tama's Island podcast. There's patreon.com/Tama's Island. You come in, we hang out. We chit chat. We talk wrestling. Not just New Japan, Bullet Club. We talk everything. Okay, so you guys too. You're more than welcome to come join us anytime.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a subscriber.
Visit the island.
Cool. Thank you guys.
We'll bring the junkyard to the island.
Oh yeah.
Well, once again, Tama, thank you so much for this, man. It was a blast. And best of luck to you in the future. And hopefully we'll be seeing you back in Japan here in the near future.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. All right. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Yep. Yes, thank you, sir.
See you guys.
All right. Thank you, Tama Tonga, for joining us. That was a great interview. Like, fantastic information there. So thank you again. We really do appreciate it. Now, I think we got to get into, like, kind of what it was all about. The big group he was in, Bullet Club. That thing's been around since, I think, 2013. First you had Prince Devitt, also known as Finn Balor in the WWE now. Then it went to AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White, and now there's a little bit of tension now, like Jay White or now Evil, who's the leader. Guys, Bullet Club. Initial thoughts. What do you think about it?
First off, again, thanks to Tama Tonga, and man, when he brought out the blood of AJ Styles,
that was great.
Yeah. So, but when I first heard about Bullet Club, I really wasn't obviously watching New Japan at the time and stuff. So, I'm thinking these guys, I'm came to thinking, cheap ripoff of the NWO. Right. It's just like they're trying to redo, do another NWO, which again, if done right, the invasion angle can still work these days. The more I got to really watch them and when I really started getting into New Japan and all of that stuff, they weren't the Bullet Club. They weren't like, DX. They were just like a group of guys who initially started as, 4 foreigners. And it was alluded to by Tama in the interview of like how the Bullet Club got started. And that, so I just, I really thought, I was like, these guys are just like coming in to like just raise hell and kick ass, so. Yeah. And
I'll kind of piggyback on you there, DDJ, is when he was talking about, kind of what brought everybody together, for people who were, like you said, out of towners. These were basically, it was an invasion from the inside, right?
Right.
These are 4 top talents. They're non-Japanese. They feel like they're not getting over. They want the respect that they deserve. So they all came together. So I could see why people want to do the comparisons to the NWO and the anti-establishment.
Yeah.
But Bullet Club at its core, I think, like you said, is just so much more. It's a very unfair apples to oranges to try to do Bullet Club and NWO as the same.
Agreed. Yeah. I also think Bullet Club is definitely its own thing. Like, as Dennis and Jovanni were saying, people say, oh, it's a ripoff of NWO. It's got a little bit of DX, like with the Young Bucks, and they were doing the suck it and the cross chops and everything. But it's definitely growing into its own thing. And like
they got censored. They were cease and desisted.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, it's been around since 2013. It is going probably stronger than it's ever been. Like, that's crazy. This faction has been around for 7-8 years. You don't really see that nowadays.
No, I mean, like we were kind of discussing, we've discussed in the past, really the only faction that's been of any relevance as of late that's really even come close to lasting this long is the New Day. And,
right.
Now they're no more, at least as we know them because of the draft. So
right.
It's just amazing. And again, there's so many different incarnations, that kind of each gave like each era, each leader made like kind of gave its own identity, or the Bullet Club a different identity.
Right.
And so, I mean, like with Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor, like these are these guys that like, they're just looking to get noticed, AJ Styles coming in kind of took it to, like almost made, kind of was the guy that really brought the Bullet Club, name, or kind of started making it more worldwide,
right. Like the Bizcliff there.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. And then, Kenny Omega, coming in and taking over. And that's really when it went mainstream. And,
yeah, definitely.
And that's when, like, really, I think that was when they were at their peak. And we'll probably get into that a little bit later. And not, and then when the Elite left to, form the AEW, that was probably like the biggest challenge. But bringing in Jay White, and Evil at the top. And then, now with the whole thing with Jay White and Evil, like who's the leader and stuff. So it's just, it's great that they've kept the name, but it's just, it's evolved enough. It's basically, they're like Chris Jericho. They're constantly evolving with the times.
Oh, wow. That's what's keeping them fresh. And I want to throw a spoiler out to the junkies and everybody listening. Jay White is the leader of Bullet Club. We'll find out soon. It's not Evil. It's Jay White.
I like to throw out, I think it's Tama.
Oh,
man. You know what? After that interview, yeah, I'm sold. It's got to be Tama.
I thought like after, the whole, you had the Elite Bullet Club. And then after that you had the firing squad, Tama was going to lead the Bullet Club, but then he kind of did for a little while, but it was eventually going to be Jay White's club to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
but I think it's time's coming.
Do the real leaders, and this is going to throw you off from a little loop.
Okay.
Do the real leaders lead from the front or the back?
Ooh.
Are they always out in front of everything? You may have someone that's a great leader, but you don't really think that they're the leader because they're not the one that seems like they're out in front of everything. And
True.
I think that's what Tama Tonga is.
I would 100% agree with that one.
Hey, Jovanni, you know that little statement there?
Blown.
For those of you listening to on audio, my mind was blown.
My mind's blown every time Jovanni says something like that.
It's the craziness, man. They love it.
The conspiracies.
Right. So we've had different, like, mini incarnations of Bullet Club. It's lasted forever. Guys, I want to know, which is your favorite era of Bullet Club and, like, your favorite leader or kind of favorite moment that has happened throughout the entire history of the Bullet Club?
Jovanni, why don't you lead off?
Well, I'd hate to take this one right off the bat, but it is my favorite incarnation of the Bullet Club. I'm going to go with the arrival of the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
I think AJ came out there throwing the double guns, and that's set it off for me. From that moment moving forward, I was like, okay, BC for life.
Yeah. I didn't really start watching New Japan, I think, till like Kenny Omega Okada Wrestlekingdom 11 was the first time I really started watching it, and then I went back and watched it. I would definitely love to say like the Elite era was my favorite for sure, and it probably will be. But I definitely got to give a shout out to AJ Styles, man. He is for sure my favorite wrestler of all time. And when he came from Impact to New Japan and he started leading the club, and I've gone back and watched matches. It's some of the best stuff there. And then when he left for WWE. I was kind of sad, but it was in good hands. But definitely want to give a shout out to that era for sure.
And think about it, Spence and Jovanni, both mentioned AJ Styles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't his first match in New Japan when he beat Okada to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship?
I believe it was.
I think so too. Yeah.
And I mean, he basically he made history because I mean, his first match, he wins their top prize. And he becomes the first American or non-Japanese person since, I believe, Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Not mistaken, to be the IWGP champion. That being said, I'm going to kind of go along with Spencer and say, for me, it was the Elite era.
Yeah.
Because that's when I really started getting into New Japan.
Yeah,
and that's like, it literally was like everywhere. Like, you saw Bullet Club shirts were everywhere. I mean, people who weren't wrestling fans were buying them. I mean, you not only got, all the, like Cody joining the Bullet Club, who's I think one of those ones that kind of also gave us some mainstream recognition, because he was just still kind of fresh off his WWE departure. I mean, just, all the things that came as a result. I mean, yeah, Bullet Club shirts being sold in Hot Topic. You had New Japan putting out Funko Pops.
Right.
It was just amazing just how much the Elite did for not only Bullet Club, but for New Japan and just for professional wrestling as a whole. Because when you really sit down and think about it, who was the foundation? Who were basically the founding members of All In? Like, who were the guys that sat there and said, let's book the Sears Center. Let's, try and sell it out and stuff. It was
Who made the bet?
The Bucks.
Bucks, Kenny, Hangman, Marty, Cody, all those guys.
So basically, there's your foundation for All In.
Yeah.
There's your foundation for AEW. I mean, it's just there's no wrong answer with a question like this.
No.
But the reason why I've said this era is because of it's still having an effect on professional wrestling today. You know.
Oh yeah.
So.
And when we finally get that AEW New Japan crossover, that's hopefully coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh, long-term storytelling. It's fantastic.
Yes. Give us an end to that Bullet Club Civil War storyline that we so rightfully deserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see the firing squad invade AEW to take out the Elite.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Do you imagine just how crazy?
Oh, my God.
Like, are the Pro Wrestling Junkies face group, but just wrestling in general, the internet would blow up, Twitter would blow up, Facebook would blow up. I mean, honestly, you put that on there, and I'm gonna make something that may sound stupid, but you know, as bad as this other show has been, it can work. You put the firing squad invading AEW.
Oh,
I guarantee you put that on a Monday night. That's gonna that's gonna
the ratings would go through the roof
right there.
He's shooting at the brand, the namesake.
That's like the ultimate. You know what? WWE damn well better be concerned, because I'm telling you right now that storyline happens, it's blowing up all aspects of social media.
Oh, the internet wrestling community would basically just explode. How your head explodes, it would just go. No doubt about it.
It would be like an atom bomb, and I don't mean that guy that used to wrestle in the mid '90s. We're talking like the A bomb, just going off in the world of wrestling.
Right. I gotcha. But yeah, guys, Bullet Club been around forever. It's like some of the most probably memorable things that have ever happened. Super memorable faction, like New Japan has all these other different factions, Chaos, LIJ, the other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. But, you know, this is the one that everybody knows. Like, when they say New Japan, everybody's like, oh, Bullet Club. Yeah, Bullet Club shirts. Yeah, everything. So, guys, just final thoughts on the Bullet Club. What's the future of Bullet Club?
DDJ?
Honestly, we're in an interesting time, because right now we're kind of headed towards this whole, who's the real leader? Is it Evil? Is it Jay White? Is it somebody else? You know?
Yeah. Is it Tama?
Yes. But I mean, it's really interesting. But I mean, it's just, again, it just goes to show just how great this Bullet Club has been, because I mean, again, we're almost 7.5 years into this, and we're still talking Bullet Club.
Right.
Yes.
So eventually, I think Jay White is probably going to be the man that steps up and kind of gets everything in place. Maybe we see Evil get kicked out, and maybe he reconciles with, Naito, and he goes back to LIJ. Again, I'm just, speculating here.
Right.
And that
we love speculation.
We love speculation here on the Junkyard.
Absolutely. So, and crazy conspiracy theories.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, no, I just, it's an interesting time, because the thing is we really don't know what's going to happen.
No.
And that's how I I don't want to know what's going to happen.
Right.
I want to see something and be genuinely surprised. And just real quick, just a moment that I kind of want to talk about, that just real quick, that's something that I really enjoyed, was we talked about when, we mentioned briefly about the firing squad,
right.
It was Tama, Tonga, and, King Haku and stuff. The one thing that was what really brought the Elite back together, because you remember at the time there was a split in the Elite, especially with Kenny and Cody.
Right.
And it led to their reunion. So I kind of like that, because it led to the reunion of the Elite.
Yeah.
And that. So, but yeah, so I'm going to yield to one of you guys.
Jovanni.
Please, your thoughts. Yeah.
I'll throw it out real quick. Bullet Club has lasted so long because of the great wrestlers that promote that brand, and that logo is kick-ass.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want those shirts? There it is.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, the future of Bullet Club, I think, like DDJ said, it's very up in the air, which is good. We don't want to know where it's going. In my personal opinion, I would love to see a BCOG come up and take the reins because, damn it, we created this and you're ruining what we made. We're bringing it back together.
I'm going to go throw a crazy conspiracy on my own, Jovan. Finn Balor comes back. Tama Tonga, Carl Anderson, Bad Luck Fale, and Doc Gallows. Boom.
Take this down, Junkie.
Take it back.
Junkies, write this down. If that happens, I will get a Bullet Club tattoo.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Oh, all right.
In on the line.
Talking like this, I'm not gonna have a head because my mind's been blown so many times.
Okay, well, you better keep your mind in check because now it's time to go to class, guys. Professor Jovanni Hotty, DDJ. We've been talking about Bullet Club, the leaders of Bullet Club. My personal favorite, AJ Styles. So, guys, tell me, what's your favorite match of the phenomenal one?
Busting out the figure. Giovanni, I'm going to let you lead off.
Since we're talking Bullet Club, I will have to mention that match. AJ Styles, and if you're big in the Bullet Club, AJ Styles time, this match wasn't the Okada match, but the Shinsuke Nakamura match.
Ooh, buddy.
That WWE killed. New Japan got it right.
Butchered it. Yes.
Guys,
100%.
Wrestlekingdom 10, 2016, AJ Styles, Nakamura. Watch it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go back a few years. In fact, I'm gonna go back about 18 years.
Ooh, old school.
This new little company that was just starting up called TNA. Back then, they were known as NWA TNA because they were the main show of the National Wrestling Alliance. They put on every Wednesday, I believe it was. They put on a pay-per-view, 2-hour pay-per-view show that was cost $10. The second show's main event was to crown the first X Division champion. It was a 4-way double elimination match. You had Jerry Lynn, you had Low Key, you had Psicosis, and you had AJ Styles. And man alive, was that just from the time the bell rang to the time the bell rang, just non-stop, just high-octane action. And it came down to AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn. AJ Styles had already been pinned once, so he had to beat Jerry Lynn twice in order to win the match, which he did. And guys, if you have Impact Plus, if you have YouTube, I'm sure it's on there somewhere, go check this match out. And the kicker was the final fall. The referee of the match was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Nice.
So go check out this match. This is honestly my favorite age match ever. It's it's almost 20 years old, but man, it still holds the test of time. So
wow. I'll definitely have to be checking that one out. Like I said, I'm a big AJ Styles fan, and I definitely would love to see basically any match that anybody considers the best. So I will be seeking that one out for sure.
Definitely. Giovanni, back to you, my fellow professor.
I am staying within the land of the total nonstop action.
Oh.
But we're going 2005 in the same division that AJ Styles created, the X Division.
I know where you're going with this.
I think we all know where we're going, Jovan.
I love the Ultimate X concept. AJ Styles was made for the Ultimate X.
Yes,
TNA Unbreakable 05. Styles. You've got I'm all high up. Styles, CD, who was Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe.
Oh,
man. And Giovanni, what was so special about that match? What distinct honor does that match hold?
Junkies, if you're a fan of Uncle Dave, that is Dave Meltzer, who loves to give AEW stars.
Oh, he loves them stars.
This is the only match in TNA history to date that Uncle Dave gave 5 stars.
Everybody hold up the 5.
Get Impact Plus free for 30 days.
Please watch this match. Mm-hmm.
Watch the one DDJ said. If you have time to throw in another fun one, Ultimate X is Petey Williams, Chris Sabin, and AJ Styles.
Ooh,
there's a spot there that they didn't do, and it looked like they were going to do.
Oh,
with Jovanni Too Hotty, and I'll tell you what I think it was.
All right, so my next one is going to be more recent.
Okay,
but I have a feeling that it's one of those ones that I don't think a lot of people, even if you've seen this one, go back and watch because it was so damn good. And that's AJ Styles versus John Cena from SummerSlam 2016.
Yes.
Oh,
like in my mind, that match basically made AJ like that came in the WWE. Like he had that.
Yep.
The made man. Like he was,
the face that ran the place.
Essentially, yeah, that's where he became the face that ran the place.
Right.
He beat Cena clean. At that time, never happened. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they what was it? They almost went a half hour, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Yep. Yeah.
And that's was that the calf crusher finish?
Say that again.
Was that the calf crusher finish?
No, I believe he beat him on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've watched that match, but it stuck with me because it's just how damn good it was. And again, it was in a time where nobody beat Cena clean.
Right.
True.
And then since we're throwing out honorable mentions here, I also want to throw out, and this was just something I recently stumbled across when I was doing some research on the Bullet Club and stuff.
Right.
There was a match that AJ Styles had in 2015 against Kota Ibushi. It's a New Japan Invasion attack. I saw some highlights of that match, and man, those guys, and just the finish of that match. And I don't know if you remember this. It's like Kota Ibushi, went off the top rope, was going to do a Hurricane Rana, and AJ Styles caught him with the Styles Clash and beat him. I mean, just that finish alone, oh man! And I mean, it's just I had the highlights, and that was my first time really looking at them, and that's just something that just really my eyes were bugging out like that. Just wow.
Yeah, I'm picturing that right now. My eyes are bugging out. I will have to find that for sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that would be my honorable mention and stuff. And I mean, again, AJ's been in the business for over 20 years, and I mean, and it's just
the man is phenomenal.
Yeah, and he really is. I mean, he is really the phenomenal one, and he when all is said and done, AJ Styles is going to be a Hall of Famer in the WWE.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer, like DDJ said, in multiple companies. If TNA doesn't get on there, he needs to get in there. NJPW, who doesn't really do like a Hall of Fame like most companies do, they need to. But WWE definitely, just for the moment he debuted at Royal Rumble, he was a Hall of Famer that moment.
Yeah, I personally think, I know I'm biased, and just because he lives like 30 minutes from me, I'm still not going to give her that fact. I think when all is said and done, he's going to go in all the Hall of Fames. He is literally going to go down as probably one of the greatest workers of all time when his career is said and done. He will be on that Mount Rushmore. I 100% believe it.
Absolutely.
Everybody puts him there when they talk about him. They always say the best worker they've ever worked with.
Oh, yeah. But guys, thank you. That I've learned so much from you guys. Another fun day in class. So, guys, make sure you seek out these AJ Styles matches. Let us know what you think. We want to know your comments, your thoughts, your feedback. Please, so we can talk about them on the next episode of the Junkyard. So, please let us know.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on another fantastic episode of the Junkyard. And thank you, Tama Tonga, for joining us for a fantastic interview. Make sure you guys are following us on all our social media accounts, on our Twitter, our Instagram, and our YouTube. You can follow us at PW_Junkies. And if you're not already, please make sure you join our Facebook group at Pro Wrestling Junkies. You can follow my personal Twitter account at SCancer11, and you can follow my co-host at their Twitter accounts.
I'm at on Twitter at Dennis WDJR, and on Facebook as Dennis Day Jr.
I am on Twitter at the DFW Chairman, and you can find me on Facebook under Javon Minacho.
All right. Thank you, everybody, again. And we will see you guys next week for another episode of The Junkyard.